Okay. Uh, this is my first live stream. First time I've ever done this. I'm just checking how this works because I've never done a live stream before. Also, I'm also doing this live stream because some of you were wondering why am I watching like ecchi stuff or some things that tells you, oh, this incel needs a girlfriend or needs to go out and touch grass. I'm just telling you that I actually play this game. I just like to react to some of them. This live stream is also about the story mode that I'm gonna go through. I already went through like about 3 progress so far, but I feel like I should document this as well. And even though this is also a live stream, I don't also edit. It's not very easy for me to edit. If I edit videos, it's gonna take a very long time for me to do and get my point straight across in some areas. So, yeah. Let's start with this one first. Oh, by the way, I'll be voicing the adjustments, as most characters are females in this. Plan? What do you mean? Inside T's office at Yggdrasil headquarters, T and I stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, looking down at the plaza outside the main gate. Down there, Benny, Life, Shin, and Caroline were gathered around 2 modified Granny Swiftfoot around armored vehicles, engrossed in conversations. Oh, you mean the one summoning Shenshi's home? She did. I read it myself. It was cryptic, dancing around the points, but pushing her to return for something that didn't seem urgent. She called for her clarification, but her family wouldn't say a word, insisting she would come back for a face-to-face discussion. You could say that. She's barely slept these past few days, running through every possible scenario. She even dragged me into brainstorming contingencies plans with her. Herself. She doesn't need to be like anyone else. She laughed softly as she stepped away from the window, settling into her chair with her deliberate ease. She then reached out to flip through a stack of papers on her desk. Yggdrasil needs to be bold. The world were truly at peace. I wouldn't bother. Sure. And we'll make it back just in time to see more former business partners, tearing you and Yggdrasil apart. We exchanged expressionist glance, holding the silence for a moment before we couldn't help but chuckle. Oh, by the way, Jojo is a reference to another city in China. They're just using references so then they know where it takes place. Let me guess. You're wondering why mastermind behind this, whoever it may be, would bother involving Shanshin, giving her relationship with her family. I guess that's 0. I don't know how to read Greek alphabets though. Or how to pronounce them. Except that one, I know what omega is. No, absolutely not. Hey Ting, near Shoujo's border, the third-party lab that Freedia contacted has confirmed that awakening dust contains a mineral unique to that area. Freedia and I are going to go through a thorough retcon, light load for a strictly exploratory operation. Once we have what we needed, we head back to HQ immediately. I want to keep this low profile. If anyone tracks us, I hope it's only after we already left. I do. Let them think. Oh, my apologies. I misread that. Let them talk. The operatives and I trust you. That's all that matters. We've gone all in before, haven't we? Remember last time? When I was in station New Hentoro and most of the Heimdall force were sent to Kiru. And what happened? The enemy waltzed into HQ, killed people right under our noses, nearly got you as well. I won't let that happen again. Until you're healthy and the Heimdall force is back to full strength, maintaining a stable defense is far more important than going on the offensive. Oh, in this event, Freedia gets a new exosuit. She's dressed differently this time. Just as our conversation reached a critical juncture, Freedia's voice echoed down the hallway, cutting through the air. Before I could turn, the door swung open and it barreled Freedia. What are you talking about? What thing? She exchanged a quick conspiratorial glance with T before climbing up with a kid almost caught sneaking cookies. Meanwhile, T rose from her chair and handed me a document she just pulled from the stack. Spindle System. Practical Application Test Report. Phase 3 results. What's this? He gave me shoulder a firm pat before gesturing at Freedia and leave the office. Clueless, I walk alongside Freedia as we follow T towards the elevator. My apologies if I missed some of the words. Do you know anything about this? Just tell me the truth. No need to hesitate about anything. By the way, there is voice acting in this. It's just that there were times that they only happen at the end of the story. So you'll get to hear it. Moments later, we reached the front gate of the Yggdrasil building. Yet, I still have no clue of what Fridia was so ecstatic about. But before I could ask, I was almost literally swept off my feet. Ah, yes. The Golden Girl. I actually like this Golden Girl. I actually listened to her story before. It was really disheartening. In, in a good way. Like, I actually felt the feelings towards her. An intoxicating fragrance wrapped around me as Finny threw herself into my chest with unrestrained passion. Her arm clung tightly, and one mischievous hand darted behind my back to deliver a playful pinch. Her teasing whispers brushes my ear, accompanied by the faint of her pinch. Benny's raw affections overflow, flooding my heart with warmth. How exactly do you manage to stay so well informed? Really? Then maybe you should use that note to tell me what I am. Her fiery passion was as intense as her love, engulfing me like waves of heat. Overwhelming, undeniable, and comforting all at once. Okay, Wednesday is life, by the way, if people don't know about Snowbreak. A playful grin, she gave me a wrist of quick pinch before heading towards the main building. But after a few steps, she paused and turned back. With that, she quickly strolled away, disappearing around the corner of a long walkway. Quick question, am I the only one still trying to make sense of what's going on here? Yep, that's Wednesday, by the way. But the exosuit she's wearing is not Wednesday. Her gaze shifted to the distant edge of the plaza, where another Granny Swiftfoot vehicle sped towards the front gate. Yawning, Yao stepped out of the vehicle, her eyes scanning everyone's presence before finally landing on me. She briefly glanced back into the vehicle. So, about this spindle system. Simply put, it's highly sophisticated VR-based combat simulation system, enhanced and modified with Yggdrasil technology. So, this is what you meant by more tools and safety nets. Her words trailed off, a flicker of unease crossing her face, as if there was something she wasn't ready to reveal. He stood and took the holographic projector remote from Freedio. With a sigh of relief, Freedio bounced over and plopped down into a seat beside me and Life. Beside me, Zhang should remain silent as always, while Yao stretched out her legs, seemingly settled in for a nap. Her gaze landed on me, her eyes layered with unmistakable concern. Wait a minute. I have started to piece together why T and Freedia has developed the system and enormous safety improvements as it promised for Heimdall. But there was a question, pressing one that's demanding answers now. The field agents who gather all this data, where did they come from? It's not their loyalty I'm worried about. It's their safety. Who's ensuring that? She rarely made a straightforward promises. Her firm stance now caught me completely off guard. Any emergencies? She's back, isn't she? I'd rather meet her in person than rely on a second-hand data. Yao suddenly chimed in. I turned to see her sitting uncharacteristically upright, her usual laid-back demeanor replaced with a sharp look. Why is that? A surge of indescribable emotions overwhelmed me, accompanied by a faint strain in my palm. Turning my head, I realized Life had slightly grasped my hand, her eyes intensely focusing on me. I love her smile, by the way. I regret my name. I wanted to put it Kojo, not Kijo, but then I keep on messing up some of my last names in the past as well, so give or take. We've come this far. No point in hesitation or second guessing now. This agent went through so much to bring us this data. I owe it to her to see this through. Video, when can we start? Good. Let's get started right away. Yeah, that was a very long story from this. Good thing is, there's two gameplay I could show you. Mostly from her. can boost. I know.
火力のショータイムよ。
Oh, I have no range for that. That's odd.
ねえ、彼らは勝利。お金は必要な人に渡しましょう。
Yeah.
これ自動装填のパーツと火力の
What's good about her is she has a good auto lock input onto her. That could be cheating, but this is her special rate. Also, when she dash, that's actually really quick in
みんな怪我
game.
はない？
You can see why this map is a bit long, and I'm running a bit long as well.
火力のショータイムよ。
Oh, my apologies if the AI are retarded, but still.
ねえ、彼らは勝率を計算しないの？
They only notice if you shoot at them.
そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから、こうなるのは至極当然だよね。
But this is just story mode, so don't expect too much from it. Oh yeah, I took it from that, but that's fine. I don't know what you guys are thinking. All I'm seeing is that she's getting tired.
分析員どうだった？
Not
私
just
前よ
tired,
り進歩してるのかな？
struggling. Environmentally. Yeah, let's go through that as well. Oh, by the way, in about an hour or so, there might be a reset because based on the time zone I'm in. You'll see later.
おい、逃げんな。 お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？セキュリティガバガバじゃない？
Oh, fuck. I forgot what if you kill them, they stop this. They drop a grenade on themselves.
おい、逃げんな。そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから、こうなるのは至極当然だよね。
Wait.
お金は必要な人に渡しましょう。
That's okay. That's okay.
ねえ、彼らは勝率を計算しないの？火力のショータイムよ。
You guys didn't see that.
お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？セキュリティガバガバじゃない？ あんたの弱点はもうバックアップまで取ってるよ。
Oh yeah, I could dodge. much more if
お
I keep
金は
doing that.
必要な人に渡しましょう。分析員どうだった？私前より進歩してるのかな？
Oh yeah, there is voiceover when you do the gameplay. That's the difference when compared to like the visual novel part. Yeah, I already done this. We're in progression number 2 now. By the way, this is not me speaking. This is another girl speaking. Yep. The process turned out to be simpler than I had imagined, but also more bizarre. After the meeting, Rydia quickly ushered me into a specialized chamber to immersive uses of Spindle's system. We put on the interface here and dove into the analysis of data gathered by the agent named Boo Boo. One moment, I was surrounded by this familiar walls of... I messed up. One moment, I was surrounded by the familiar walls of company headquarters. And next, I was squinting against the harsh desert sun, gushing of sand winds stinging my face. The realism was so intense, I felt as though I'd truly been transported to Beijing. Behind me, Yao bent down and scooped up a handful of sand, letting it trickle through her fingers thoroughly. Awfully? It's okay. She had casually asked to join this session for a chance to enjoy some sunbathing in her dream. Yet her fascination with sands betrayed that as it was just an excuse. She instinctively reached up to touch her cheek. Finding nothing amiss, while my silence did nothing to reassure her, she froze for a moment, momentarily at a loss. Welcome back, Yao. The words slipped out, raw and honest. It's been far too long since I've seen her geared up for action, and now, seeing her like this, something about her felt especially captivating. Oh yeah, that's cute. I love it when she does that emote. Despite the glaring sunlight, the fleeting brush of her cheek didn't escape my notice. Field recon. Oh, I forgot how to say this word. Reconsciousness. Whatever. Reconciliance. Rug desert treks. No one in Heimdall was better suited for the task of this nature than Yao. Her decision to volunteer for this mission made perfect sense to me. Suddenly, Rydia's voice came not from beside us, but from above. She waved vigorously at us with one arm, then tapped her forehead with a finger. Following Fredia's guidance, Gao and I focused, turning to the spindle system to uncover more of the data the field agent has left behind. It wasn't long before Boo Boo's voice returned, as if her consciousness has fused with my own. Fredia, be careful. Fredia has set down the binoculars. Raising her knees, her body trembles slightly. Down below, Yao has already climbed halfway up the rock pillar, scanning the distance attentively. Oh, this is a new soundtrack. As she suddenly called out to me, I instinctively lift my arms and lower my chest to... Oh wait, this is not a new soundtrack. I was wondering if I was familiar with this soundtrack. Yeah. I like this soundtrack. I instinctively opened my arms and lowered my center of gravity, ready to catch her. But then she did something completely unexpected. With a short run and push off the pillar edge, she launched herself into the air. Her body arced gracefully, twisting mid-air to regain balance. As her feet touched the ground, she crouched low, her palms sitting at the dirt to absorb the impact. Using the momentum, she propelled herself towards me. In a split second, she was standing before me with a triumphant grin, one hand on her hip and her chin tilted up proudly. She didn't seem out of breath or flushed in the least. Rub? I'd rather pick her up. She's cute. Fredia was still brimming with excitement with syncing perfectly with her new exosuit and experiencing with the improved physical abilities then provided. Her enthusiasm was infectious. I couldn't help myself. I reached under her arms and gently lifted her into the air. Well, look at you, so strong and aerodynamic. Very verbal. As Yao spoke, Boo Boo's crisp, cheerful voice resonated in all our minds at once, clear and unmistakable. The timeline takes place in 2060. More or less, give or take. Wait, hold on a second. Did she just give us a timestamp from 6 months ago? No worries. You know this system better than Yao and I did. Just tell me the most unreasonable possibility and I'll try to think it through. And your agent's access system when uploading data. Is there any chance that Boo Boo's consciousness could be trapped inside the system? Is there a chance it's been tampered with externally? Okay, guess we have to set these questions aside for now and press on. By the way, Freedio, this is just my guess. The best way to fully access all of Boo Boo's findings is to retrace her original route, right? We'll need to fill in the blank, looking for what we might miss. Let's start with the settlement she mentioned and see what we can find out there. And so, the three of us follow Boo Boo's trail deeper into the uncharted expanse of Beijing. We navigated through yet another stench. I'm thinking stench. No, wait, it is stench. A jagged rock desert. We bypassed what we look like weathered, wind-eroded ridge, or perhaps a wall blasted apart by explosives. By now, it felt like we've been walking for 2 hours. The horizon even began to show faint hints of greenery and shimmering of water. Still, the so-called settlement was nowhere in sight, not even as we entered the strange forest of towering mushroom-shaped stone pillars. Gal called out again, but there was no response. Before she could finish, a holographic 3D map was fully rendered terrain model projected itself into the air before us. Yao, who has looked worn and weary just a moment ago, perked up immediately. She bent over to examine the map intently. She muttered under her breath, adjusting the angle of the 3D map with her fingertips. She pointed at the solitary high point of the map and turned to Freedia for confirmation. Freedia adjusted the map again, spinning it to demonstrate as she continued explaining. It all makes sense now. I found Yellow Alert demeanor just as charming as her usual laziness. holding back their urge to jump in. I let her continue. I kind of understand what she's saying, though. I highly doubt erosion plays the role in this, but going. Or small animals, but still. Yeah, I like that emote. It's really cute. Gal tilted her head and flashed her weary smile toward Frida. She then stretched out lazily, scanning the area around us. Oh, this is actually interesting. It's been a while since we last heard Boo Boo's voice. Seems like we're still following her original investigation path without deviation. Which is... Oh, that could be bad. This feels like a SAO moment right here. You two disconnect. Find that combat module and load it. I'm staying connected. I want to see what it's like without cutting the link. It's okay. Just do as I say. No matter how dangerous this is, it can't be worse than the time in Valhalla inside the tree, right? Along the way, I felt like I missed something important, and I like to see how far this system can go in syncing an ancient experience to use it. Go ahead, load the combat module. Unable to dissuade me, the two operatives silently followed my orders. Once they disappeared from sight, I let my body and mind relax completely, lying flat on the ground. The sky stretches endlessly above me, and beneath me. The sand beneath radiates heat, and the wind brushes my face, carried a sharp dryness, breathing with the fine particles of dust. Everything felt unnervingly real, despite being a virtual realm. My thoughts were clearer than ever. He has been right. Rosalind has no interest in direct confrontation with Yggdrasil. He knew me too well. Almost as well as she knew herself. Wherever my curiosity leads, he will surely lay traps, waiting for me to take the bait. Without the spindle system, will they think the city in reality be another trap waiting for me to be stumbled into? Obviously, you guys will see her face, but this is part of the story. Okay. Yeah, you can invite the others, but I'd rather play by the story first. And also, since the map is actually wider, sorry, since the map is a bit wider, it takes a bit while to get to one place to another. Wait, oh, I'm not supposed to kill. My bad. I guess I could voice him. Oh, no good. What a mess. At this rate, everyone's going to get in trouble. Outsiders? Where did you come from? No, I have to leave. I can't let anyone see that I've been with outsiders. I hope the rest of them are smart enough to keep their mouth shut.
お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？逃げんな。お金は必要な人に渡しましょう。
Okay, that was really bad. That was really bad. It's going to punish us. It definitely will. We gave what we should have been offered to someone else. We deserve this. This is all retribution. Perhaps I should have used this from the start. Although, it would make more sense if I shoot some of them individually at a time. If there's a group, then I use the ultimate. This could be a chance to get out of this mess. I can't talk to these people yet. I need to play dumb. Yes. I need to pretend I'm insane. Ha 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 ha! As long as both sides think we're mindless lunatics, we can keep taking advantage of the chaos. These guys are very tanky. Be sure they stop shooting.
お金は必要な人に渡しま
Don't
しょう。
come any closer. You outsiders. Look what have you done to Beijing. It's all your fault. Oh wait, hold on. I have to go to that. Right.
火力のショータイムよ。
I got
あん
hit.
たの着
It
点
doesn't
は
matter.
もうバックアップまで取ってるよ。分析員どうだった？私前より進歩してるのかな？
By the way, she's 19. She's not underage. Okay, this part I haven't got through, so this will be new to me. Oh, this soundtrack, you actually play this at the homepage. I actually switched up the environment so the sound does not sounds like this. It actually sounds depressing to a certain extent, in my opinion. Sharp eyes. That's right. No need to worry. I even spotted the little fragment of data you have frantically recorded into the combat module. But these seemingly ordinary bits and pieces are more than meets the eye. If only you had known more back then. If only you were the member of Heimdall's force instead of a field agent. You know how significantly these snippets of data are to me. Okay, these are girls, so I'm not gonna voice them. Hiding in a thick bush of oasis, Boo silently observed the two girls standing in the meter away from her. They appeared to be around the same age. Judging by their Altair speech and mannerism, they were definitely Beijing locals. Strangely, one of them were changing into an outfit that clearly didn't belong here, with the help of the other. More daring and decisive of the two stood tall, hands on her hips, scanning their surroundings as she spoke. She urged her friend, pulling and tugging her along as they quickly walked away. From there, it seems like Boo Boo did something that the spindle system couldn't record properly. Or maybe this part of the data she forcibly uploaded to the combat module has some gaps. Anyway, when I located her signal again in the system, this lively girl has already caught up with the two suspicious locals and found herself tangled up in a new conflict. Oh, this was actually short. I don't. Short is sometimes good because it's better that it doesn't bore the players too much. Visual marvel. Oh, this is new. I haven't seen this one before.
うわ逃げんな
I've been spotted. You take too long to respond, and so do you. Although I don't think they run, so it's okay. Why did I take too long? Well, it's obvious. They keep moving.
彼らは勝率を計算しないの？お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？
At least it feels realistic when it's footsteps. Where am I going? Oh. I was like, wait.
これ自動装填のパーツ
I know something's supposed to be up there, but I thought I'm supposed to climb up with something.
そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから。こう火力のショータイムよ。お金は必要な人に渡しましょう。
Okay, so there's another one above me. Ah. The red squares are the start and the blues is the finish. After stepping on the red squirrel, it will light up and the puzzle's challenge will begin. Okay. Make sure you start to finish by activating all the squares without retracing your steps. Okay. Okay, this is interesting.
お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？
Ooh. Okay, this is interesting.
Ne. うわ逃げんな。そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから。お金は必要な人に渡しましょう。
Okay, so there's another puzzle going up over here as well. Okay. I had to fill up the gaps. Got it. Okay, I assume there's one more left. Oh, by the way, her dodge is her dad.
勝率を計算しないの？うわ逃げんな。お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？
Okay. I'm pretty sure there are other options of how you want to walk into it, but that's the only thing I can think of right now. There you go. Yeah, that's very fun. Keep dashing.
どう？フリティア先生結構頼りになるでしょ？
Alright. Sharp senses. Trace her path through fragments of combat. It's probably from Boo Boo. Or someone else. After another short fight, I continued along Boo Boo's path and followed these two Beijing locals again. They were still dressed the same, one in local Altair, and the other is in business suit, wandering aimlessly between the oasis and the stone forest. Oh, she blew her cover. I had to admit, I found the experience in the spindle system very strange. The systems stimulate everything so vividly. I felt like I wasn't just synced with Boo Boo's eyes and reports, but even catching some of her thoughts. When the word mind slipped into the local slip, passing through Boo Boo's senses and into my own, I couldn't help but repeat it in my mind. Only afterward did I realize I should have prioritized the word and implication behind it. If I had acted on then, the mysterious hanging over Beijing would have unraveled much sooner. But unfortunately, my attention was quickly diverted when Boo Boo and the two locals began their little exchange. The quirky field agent was about to put on a impromptu performance. The two locals rounded up the stone pillar and stepped into Boo Boo's line of sight. The girl was clever, though her technique was a bit rough around the edges. At least she knew how to spook people like that right off the bat. The bold local stepped forward and cautiously extended her hand, but Boo Boo avoided direct contact, standing up casually. As Boo Boo spoke, she quickly used her contact lens data senses to scan the bold local. Once the scan and analysis were essentially complete, he then turned her back to her and acted like she just noticed the other girl. Boo Boo, you're saying too much. I'll see through your act. The local girl in the business Altair seems to be on the edge. Her eyes fixed. Look over Boo Boo's shoulder. The other girl. The bold girl was escalating the situation. The timid one was trying to defuse it, while all Boo Boo was currently reaching for the pistol at the smaller her back. Smaller? How do you say it? I'm not sure if this is a translation error, but I'll just say whatever that's shown over there. The system captured Boo Boo's exact state in that moment. Shallow breathing, racing heart, surging adrenaline, yet her face shows nothing, perfectly composed. Once again, the fragment intel data in the combat module was interrupted. Just when I was getting nervous about Boo Boo's being exposed, another round of battle data started running. TikTok. Not the app, the actual wording. Where am I supposed to go? Okay. Just in case. Okay, so it's the same puzzle that we had to do again. Oh, I meant to step on red. There you go. How many is there? I think there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5.
これ自動装填のパーツと機能搭載してないの？そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから、こうなるのは至極当然だよね。
Okay, I see how this goes. Three more, I assume. Oh, I'm supposed to be over there. Okay, that was stupid of me. Ah, okay. Okay, I see what happened.
逃げんな。そりゃすぐ逃げ。お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？
Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to jump. It's okay if I failed. That was my mistake. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be over there.
逃げんな。
There you go. Okay. I was too close to it, that's why. There you go. Yeah. I meant to do it like that. That was a weird grunt. Careful. There you go. Oh yeah, I'm being timed as well. I think it's about over 6 minutes or something. Maybe 8 minutes. I think it's 8 minutes. Come on, get there. Come on. I'm on a timer. Wait, where am I supposed to go? What the hell? What's the lines for? Oh my god. Oh my god, please. Ah, okay. Okay. I fucked up. I was looking at the line. I was like, what the fuck? What the hell is the line doing there? Alright, yeah. Although that is also stupid to me. I shouldn't follow that line at certain times, but still. It threw me off. Okay. I think I'm still in Boo Boo's conscience. After a tense simulated battle, the three of us disconnected from the spindle system. A hyper-realistic experience has taken a heavy toll on both of our bodies and minds. This is even tougher than the real thing, Yao muttered as she flopped down onto my lap, refusing to get up despite my half-hearted attempt to nudge her away. On my other side, radio was visibly flushed, still catching her breath, still just as worn out. That's my only option. What do you expect? Come here, Fredia. Take a break for now. We'll go over what we learned once we recovered. I reached out and gently wrapped an arm around her shoulder, letting her lean against me in a more comfortable position. Her hurried tone and footsteps hinted at urgency. As soon as she pushed the door open, she froze mid-sentence. Yeah, she saw me with the two girls. Oh, I'm tired to joke for jokes right now. Let's skip the small talk. Feng Shun and I exchanged weary smiles. She closed the door and stepped out over to us, heading Yao the water. Slow down. Don't let it go down the wrong pipe. Alright then. What's so urgent, Feng Shun? Did something happen? The only response to Yao's question was Fridia's soft, steady snoring. When I turned to look, she was fast asleep, her brows slightly furrowed and eyelash fluttered with every exhale. Just dumb. I need to find T and verify a few things immediately. Aw, she's cute. I like that. The sooner we clear this up, the better. Trust me on this. Oh, by the way. He stood up and stepped closer to help lift Fridia, who was still sound asleep, from my shoulder. Professor Fridia, wakey wakey, we should get going. That was my plan anyway, as I carefully lift Fridia into my arms. Her soft, dream-like murmurs made me freeze. Fridia? Wait, hold on. Did they switch minds? Boo Boo and Fridia? Shen, call the medical directors. Get the Turbo Exosuit support team here too. Tell them to meet us at the medical bay. Now! Half an hour later, outside the medical bay, I received results that were both reassuring and perplexing. What's the problem? The researcher handed me the report, her expression of a mixed tension and confusion. This is a decision concentration. This little number. Oh, wait, no. I thought they switched minds for a moment. So it's not a Tycogen. It's not the exosuit. Are you saying the Theotropics nerve just became hypoactive without an external stimuli? Then the issue must lie with the spindle system. Wait. I see. Keep a close eye on her. I'll go find Director T. Director T's voice unexpectedly ragged out from the end of the corridor. I turned in surprise to see her rounding the corner, striding purposefully towards me. He's stuck into the spindle system. But why? Are you saying she's so engulfed in the investigation that part of her consciousness refused to leave the system? How is that even possible? So, If I help her realize this isn't real, I can log in, find her, and wake her up by telling her we're still in the company, not in Beijing. With that, she handed me a spindle headset and walked with me into the medical bay. Radio. Without a moment of hesitation, I slipped the spindle headset back on. Hugh's reminder was surely important, but at the moment, I couldn't think of anything else. I let my thoughts drift, my body weightless, as this damn it. As it's floating on the vast, endless ocean, with Bubu's cheerful voice guiding me, I plunged once more into the world teetering on the edge of illusion and reality. I opened my eyes in a place filled with greenery, water, and humid air, with no signs of Rydia. She wasn't there. Nor here. Rydia! Professor Rydia! It was pointless. Wandering aimlessly wouldn't get me anywhere. I had to think like her, to understand her mindset and obsession. What has she discovered? Or rather, what was she holding her back, keeping her mind tethered to this system? Those were the desperate rambling of the locals we encountered during the earlier mission. Now Rydia keep repeating those words. She had followed Bubu's footsteps and found some locals to investigate? With this hypothesis in mind, I immediately began scanning my surroundings. Is it hypothesis or hypothesis? I think it's hypothesis. Yeah, it's hypothesis. I almost forgot that word. Tire tracks, footprints, man-made paths. Any trace would do. If I could find signs of local activity, perhaps, knowing how Rydia thinks, I could figure out where she'd gone. As I followed a faint trail deeper into the oasis' dense greenery, the oversized leaves ahead suddenly parted and several figures emerged right in front of me. Reflectively, my hand went to my holster, but before I could raise the muzzle, their conversation stopped me cold. They were all females, their faces hidden beneath hooded cloaks. The one in front pointed hesitantly in my direction as she whispered to the others. One of the others clapped a hand on her shoulder, urging her away. You can't see me? Boo? Oh, it's Rydia. Oh my god! So, there was a loading screen that you just saw earlier. Yeah, we're over this side now. Wait, what happened to our leg sleeves? I noticed her right. I noticed her left side has that leg sleeve over there. It somehow disappeared. That earlier voice definitely wasn't radio. This wasn't the time to dwell on that. I turned towards the voice, and surely enough, there she was. Radio was sitting on a rock, shuddering over a serene pond, shoes and socks set aside. Okay, shoes and socks I understand. Relaxed as she let her feet dangle in the cool water. I would do that. If my feet would get tired, yeah, you put your feet in the cold water. It feels soothing in a hot summer or in a hot desert. I parted the low branches and made my way to the water edge. She propped herself with her hand on the rock, her intense gaze locked onto me. Yes, I was worried about you. You were fully conscious. Her open remarks said it all. The researchers were right. Radio has been awake this whole time. You're such a mischievous girl. Without warning, she splashed on water into the air, sending a spray of droplets right at me. Cutting off guard and more precisely, not expecting her to do that, the water landed squarely on my face, shoulders before I could react, soaking me through. Now that wait, that's her. Yeah, that's her. I was about to voice her. I paused for a moment, not immediately respond to her childlike mischief as the cool water trickled down my skin. A familiar sensation of stifled heaviness washed over me. Decision. In the water? And you realize you stuck in the system, huh? Guess that makes me an impatient student, here to remind the professor that class is over. She laughed heartily, her legs swaying in the water, tilted her head back as she let her gaze wander into the sky. Lost in thought for a moment before meeting my eyes again. I can see that, but I'd like to hear more about it from you. Are you saying this has something to do with rosin? Or maybe zero? He took a deep breath, grabbed my hand, and led me to a shattered and weathered statue, lying toppled near the pond's edge. He grabbed my wrist and pressed my palm against the stone surface on the toppled statue. Instantly, a faint pulse of oxygen surged through my palm and into my veins. I said, "Ah, he must speak. Hold on." Yeah, I need to drink my tea first. The concentration is quite low. You're suggesting that there's a source of Hutchison's contamination here, hidden deep underground. She let go of my wrist, clenching her fist so tightly her knuckles turned white. Her head beat low, visibly struggling to contain her anger. Radio. I gently called her name and pulled her into my arm. This isn't your fault. Don't take the blame for the real perpetrator. About to say perpetrator. Wait, I think I'm supposed to talk up there. My mistake. I thought it was Fredia talking. Her passion burned into anger, and that anger fueled a fierce resolve. She trembled in my arms, her hands clutched in my sleeve as if braced herself for my answer and command. The sheer intensity and complexity of her emotions were likely the root cause her hyperactive theotropic nerve, the very reason her consciousness has been able to leave the spindle system. Radio. Let's go pick a fight. Let's let off some steam. Clear our heads. After that, we'll come back and get to the bottom of all this. He's fine. We connected a combat module and get Yao. I trailed off mid-sentence. I suddenly aware of something unusual. I was lying on a spare bed in a medical bay. Instead of a pillow, my head was resting on something else. Oh, it's Yao. Okay. She gently raised her thigh beneath my head, causing my neck to tilt slightly with the motion. Did I tell you to get some rest? What are you doing back here? As she spoke, she definitely fitted herself with the spindle system headset. Yeah, I like her emo, it's very cute. Alright. We're already at 5? Yep, we're at 5. We were gonna get to 6. My apologies for the delay. I think there's something going on, but we'll finish it as soon as possible. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. Oh yeah, by the way, Boo Boo? She is kind of like a replacement. Hold on. think I'm supposed to boost. Oh crap, hold on. I messed up there. Alright. I didn't expect this. Okay, I need to stop running. I was messing up before, so. Oh crap! I messed up. I need to stop doing that. I need to stop doing that. Take my time. Take my time. Now jump. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Stop doing what you're doing. Just run. Just run normally. Don't need to dash. Don't need to dash. There you go. Now dash. Now dash. Wait, it stops? Okay. You know what? Screw it. Just regular run. Just regular run. I'm not gonna waste too much time on this. Sorry for the bad gameplay. That was not supposed to happen, was it? Okay, this feels like God of War to me in this sense. Like, oh, the God of War 2 scenario where she jumps through every area. Except without the Blade of Chaos. Okay, so what was I saying? Right. Boo Boo is right now looks like the replacement of the actual character that the Chinese people didn't like. She's the one with the blue leotard. I can't show you right now. I can show it to you next time. Or you could look at the previous video to which one I was talking about. Unless she shows up here. I'm not sure. I haven't finished this. Amongst the gaps in the arm engagement, I've once again discovered some investigation data Boo Boo had hastily inserted into the combat module. This time, she has slipped into the space that looked like a shrine. She was crouching against the wooden column, letting the shadow envelop her as she quietly monitored the interior. Under the shrine's central offering platform, meet a local clad in a cloak and claps, murmuring softly in prayer. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Oh, wait, I was supposed to read that. Her teeth rattled and breath quickens, but her tears thicken her voice. Her coherent inner words made it difficult to discern with a sentence or prayer. Okay, yeah. From behind the column, one could see the figure by the offer table trembling fiercely, her nostril hitting the ground like her head was hammered nails. I already put it. Just bear with me. Each blow dragged her deeper into a frenzy. Her motion trembled on the edge of collapse. After a brief hesitation, Boo drew a unique fine craft bone whistle from her pocket and began to play a strange tune. It was a melody I had never heard before. The local girl response told me it was probably a tune familiar to generations of 18 people. Her words cut through the air, sharp and decisive, as I made her way out from the behind of column. Boo sharp words torn through her disguise, and panic flooded her face instantly. It was the helplessness and the confusion that truly overwhelmed her. Boo smile vanished as she locked her gaze into the local girl with a piercing intensity. Her relenting stare had held steadily until the defiance in the girl's eyes faded completely. Boo's clever perceptiveness caught the other girl off guard. Her eyes widened in surprise. Okay. I hope I don't screw up in this part where we had to run away.
逃げんな。そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから、こうなるのは至極当然だよね。
Oh, wait. Oh, there's someone there. Okay. I don't see it. Okay, you're right.
ねえ、彼らは勝率を計算しないの？そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから、こうなるのは至極当然だよね。
My apologies for the lag, though.
お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？火力のショータイムよ。
That didn't work.
そりゃすぐ逃げなかった。お金は必要な人に渡しまし
Oh,
ょう。
by the way, you can't melee attack these people. You can only shoot. Okay, I suck at aiming, but it's okay. Okay, I'm getting tired of this. Why are you doing that?
そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから、こうなるのは至極当然だよね。ねえ、彼らは勝率を計算しないの？
Oh, I'm blocked by the bell. Okay.
火力の正体。お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？
I'm bad for the gameplay,
分
guys.
析員どうだった？
Didn't mean to do
私
that.
進歩してるのかな？
I mean, it's not that bad. Innocent Blossom. Witness her joy, sadness, and growth. Yeah, she's more of a intellectual, not religious sense. She furrowed her brow, puffed out her cheeks in frustration, before tossing the cloth covered in scribbles into the coffee table. With a desperate sigh, she threw herself back into the sofa. Four hours ago, after relieving another of Boo Boo's combat encounters in the spindle system, Yao and I had successfully brought Frida out. The intelligence we retrieved was now being molecularly analyzed by various departments, and cloth Frida had poring over was one piece of evidence. Using 3D printing, we managed to recreate a certain physical artifact from Boo Boo's findings, the one that were otherwise inaccessible, to help us better understand what she uncovered. That particular piece of cloth has been handed to Boo Boo during her mission 6 months ago by the last Beijing local she has made contact with. This story reads like a cipher. Fragments of altered folklore stitches together to conceal the hidden message. Classic coded narrative technique. And a more cynical take would be that they are biding their time, enduring their misery while quietly looking for the right opportunity to break free. Leaning forward, she looped her arms around my neck from behind, resting her chin on my shoulder while she sharp her eyes focused on the cloth spiral across the coffee table. Cheng Shi, who has been quietly sitting at the far end of the couch, suddenly spoke up. He reached out, picked up the cloth lying on the table. Why? About what exactly? That's the... Wait, why do you have it? He held a small wooden carving, something I made from memory after logging off the spindle system. Yeah, that's right. Something wrong with it? He let out a soft smirk and placed a wooden carving, an accurate replica of the statues we saw in Beijing, under the coffee table with a firm hug. Crisp of the carving hitting of the table was like resonating gong, striking deeply into the heart of everyone's presence. Coming from everyone else, such a claim might be set with skepticism, but this was Chang Shin. Her words were beyond question. Even with our recent experience of intense simulated combat, a shiver still ran down our spines. Greedio practically sprang upright with her startled fish, like a startled fish. Body taut as he fixate in the eager, wide-eyed gaze on Chang Shin. Do you stop anywhere along the way? She said upon exactly what I've been pondering, but even that plausible explanation has its flaws. The amount of texture in the statue was minimal, hardly enough to call such. There are two things that don't add up. First, with such a small amount of nitrogen, it would take ages to cause a collapse. Second, why are some statues still standing while the others have collapsed? Yao swung her long legs over the back of the couch and settled into her signature laid-back sprawn on the cushion. Then she pointed out something subtle that all of us had overlooked. Then, it wasn't the locals who built them. Damn, Yao is actually really smart when she pieced things through like that. The mine. The mine? Hand me the cloth. My head was swimming, juggling. My head was swimming, juggling too many pieces of information from too many sources. I couldn't even tell which one was relatable. Yet, somewhere deep in my subconscious, a coherent thread has already begun to weave itself together. Grabbing the scarf-like cloth from Fredia, I quickly scanned for the lines that were been nagging at me. There it is! What a carefully constructed riddle. Dangshin, earlier you mentioned that 12 years ago, one of your family elders said the people of Beijing lived slowly off of what the land could offer. Were those their exact words? Okay, do you know if there are mines or other similar operation around Beijing? Yes, please. Leave no stones unturned. Shang rose briskly and headed straight towards the office building entrance. Fredia, who has been sitting next to her, widened her eyes, glanced back and forth between Yao and me. Then, just as if reaching the breaking point, she abruptly got up and stepped in front of me. Stand up. I don't know why that is needed, but okay. Holding their hands, one of each side, I stood up as they looked at me in bewilderment. Yeah, I didn't need to click on that. That was very unnecessary. No more riddles. Let's get somewhere where we can find evidence, lay out the facts, and connect the dots. Moments later, I led the two of them back into the spindle system to dive deeper into the data Boo Boo has left behind. Right now, or rather 6 months ago at this exact moment, Beijing was nearly dusk. In the valley of shaded by mountains, some areas were already enveloped in darkness. We're looking for the iron Ouroboros. I'll tell you what. Let me share a story. If you still don't know what we're looking for by the end, we'll log out and get some rest while we're waiting for Shang-Chen's finding. Just a few lines. The two of them exchanged glances, then popped down on the ground in unison, looking at me with an amused curiosity, ready to hear what an intriguing tale. "12 years ago, there was no stone statues in Beijing. The locals had their own beliefs. At some point during these past 12 years, someone, or perhaps a group of people whose identities remain unknown, began meddling in this secluded whatever that is, this place of their own selfish reasons. They turned Beijing into their personal testing grounds, using the Taegu to connect mercenaries as their eyes and hands. They also transformed the surrounding deserts into a maze designed to disorient the intruders. In the oasis and canyon, they erect colossal statues. They took control of the locals, stripping away both their freedom and their faith." Exactly. Remember what Boo Boo overheard during the battle? We gave what should have been offered to it to someone else. If it refers to the deity the locals originally worshipped, then according to the writings on the cloth, it must be the one that prayed for land. Or, there's another interesting detail. Do you remember what those people were wearing? The Tengu Connect uniform. That could mean sharp as ever. In that case, how about you take over and continue the story for me, Professor Fredio? I have to admit, once our little genius mind clicked into gear, her ability to zero in on the key points was truly remarkable. Exactly. The report claimed that the awakening dust contains mineral that's likely originated from Beijing. Just like before, Yao bent down, scooped up a handful of sand, and let it slip through her fingers. Only this time, there was steadily determination in her gentle movements. Who brought it here? How'd they do it? And why they do it? It all boils down to these three questions. Yao suddenly warning cut 3D off. She froze misstep, her foot hovering in the air. The three of us simultaneously look in the direction under our foot, and there it is. Like an otherworldly iris, there grew a strange flower, blooming defiantly amidst the barren, gravelly terrain. She beamed at Yao and me, gesturing for us to join her in admiring the flower close. She reached out towards the flower as she spoke, as if she plucked this delicate bloom and claimed it for her own. But such an act, find the divide of time and space between now and then, provo- prove futile. The flower seems to possess a will of its own. Petals began to fall away before our eyes, forming gracefully in the stilled air. In the blink of an eye, it vanished completely, leaving only a familiar stifle heaviness that seeped into our senses. Before I could respond, Frida has already voiced my thought. What surprised me was that familiar yet rare tone in her voice. It was the voice of Frida Ignis, the resolute Heimdall operative, ready for battle with steely determination. I understood the implication behind those her words. This decision flower, blooming 6 months ago, yet now revealing itself in such a fleeting, deliberate fashion, was indeed coincidental. And by seeing it and understanding its significance, it has become something more, an open challenge. Let's move. It's clear what we have to do next. All right. I think this was a bit longer, but you know, we're almost done. We're almost done. Look at that aim. It was amazing, wasn't it?
火力のショータイムよ。ねえ、彼らは勝利。お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？これ自動装填のパーツと機能搭載してないの？逃げんな。そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから、こうなるのは至極当然だよね。
Yeah, that was simple enough.
分析員どうだった？私前より進歩してるのかな？
Oh, by the way, at the end of the event, we always fight the boss. So it's always a trend in this game. I think this part is the boss. I think.
いい場所があった。分析員。今のフリティア先生はどこまでも見える。へへ、ハンターたるもの辛抱強く。分析員なら絶対助けてくれると思った。じゃないとこの魅力的
By the way, I
な
actually
姿
fought this
見
boss
失っちゃ
before.
うわよ。火力のショータイムよ。
Hold on. You're supposed to hit the mouth. Oh yeah. The yellow line beneath under surrounding the health bar is invulnerable at that moment.
これ自動装填の私の戦闘力って慎重に反比例してるんじゃ
Yeah,
ない？
it was very easy.
どう？フリティア先生結構頼りになるでしょ？
Oh, before I start, there will be a voiceover in this, perhaps. Okay, so that boss, it was very easy because I was using the trialed version of the character I was using. It's free to use in game, but you have to pull it for her to play in other matches, or not matches, but there are other gameplays that you can't use her other than here, so you have to pull her. The gacha. By the way, this is my room, I assume. Yep, this is my room. Bye. Before I could fully open my eyes, her hand gently covered them. A soft weight settled in my chest, accompanied by the familiar sweet fragrance wafted through the air. How long have I been sleeping? She's still been sitting on the edge of the bed. I feel her carefully tucking the blanket around me. Much better now? How are Frida and Yao? The mattress bouncing slightly as Penny rolled off me and nestled beside me. Her hand and which has been covered my eyes, slid down. Her fingers gently traced along my cheek. It's cheek, but I say cheeks. But it's fine. Instead of replying with words, I chose a better way to ease her worries. I tilted my head towards her, leaning my face closer. Pressed her lips against my cheek, leaving a warm, lingering kiss. That her earlier frustration melted away, along with the last trace of my sleep. I finally opened my eyes. Yeah, don't worry, I'm okay. Arms, legs, every part of me fine, working well. With a good stretch, I suddenly pulled them both into my arms. Caught off guard, they let out a delightful squeal and chuckle, amidst which I slipped out of my cozy bed. Could be either, but honestly, doesn't matter who's behind it. A method. For us, figuring out how they did it is more crucial than who did. Ever since the Demugus started gaining ground, not just us, but every group capable of utilizing pathogens resource has started evaluating their strategy. Now we've just found out that our opponent has already mastered this technique 6 months ago. I only stroked my back, her tranquil gaze radiating a warmth that never fails to calm my thoughts and ease my worries. Penny circled around me, meticulously adjusting my collar. Moments later, I stepped back. As she stepped back, her eyes scanning me from head to toe. Satisfied, a wide, approving smile spread across her. How are things going for you two? Everything okay? Good to hear. Well then, see you tonight. After leaving soft kisses that brought a rosy glow to their cheeks, I stepped out the door. The hallway was as quiet as ever, but I knew that on the other side of the walls,
Nearly every department and headquarters were bustling with work. Yggdrasil was facing increasingly complex challenges, and our enemies were growing in both numbers and cunning, balancing work and the needs of those I heed dear. I had to give it my all. Just outside T's office, I ran into Caroline, hurrying along with the armful of papers. What's all this? She rattled off the list while mechanically counted the documents in her arm. But the loaded provided proved too much, and one of the documents slipped and fell to the floor. Ignoring her suggestion, I bent down and picked up the document. It was thin sheaf of paper with a receipt from each of the financial department tucked inside. Got it. Alright, see you. Familiar conversation, term I hadn't thought what left like forever suddenly resurfaced in my mind. I forced the emotions down and pushed open the door to T's office. Fine, nothing to worry about. Let's get straight to business. Zero. What about your family? Elders? Are they willing to share anything? How come? Didn't they just send you a family letter not too long ago? Alright, so what's the situation here? I turned to T, who has just slid a particular object across the table to me, a long report. Iron Ouroboros. Huh. We're sticking with that name in the story. Following her suggestion, I picked up the report. Content immediately seized my attention. It has been confirmed that the component in which has been reconstructed due to the lack of necessary materials contain the same substance found in the composition of wooden remains. Awakening dust. No. This doesn't make any sense. It's impossible for Rosin to create something like this 6 months ago. Targeting an entire region, manipulating the local belief, playing mind games for personal gain. That's also her style. But it's been 6 months, plenty of time for new variables to emerge. Do we have any leads to Zero's whereabouts? Oh, wait. Okay. So kind of getting a new exosuit for Yao. Because the one she's currently using is a 5-star, and the one before that was a 4-star exosuit that she was using. Oh, so this is kind of like spoilers then. Well, not spoilers, but as I wouldn't say a sneak peek, but something that is gonna happen in the next event. This is interesting. Boo Boo. She didn't upload 3 complete independent data sets? Where can I start with the second one? She sighs, rubbing her temple as she softly called my name. We're already sending our compensations to family. How am I supposed to take it easy? I'll do it. Just tell me how. Okay, so from what I'm seeing right now, Boo Boo is probably the character we're gonna see more often. The other character who's in the blue leotard, I assume, I forgot her name. Ting Sheng or Ting Yang? Yang Qing? I forgot. I forgot which is which. She was scrubbed off from the storyboard, so now it's just Boo Boo. It's probably sad that we're not gonna see her at all. Ah, yes, Nita. The only character with no 5-star exosuit. I think she's taller than me. She's either 5'10 or 5'11. If she's 5'10, we're kind of like the same height, but it's more so as, oh yeah, she's taller than me regardless. Half an hour later, I had returned to the main hall in the base. It was just past noon, and the place was practically deserted, except for Nita, who was bracing her hands on the back of the sofa, bent forward with one leg stretched behind her, clearly working through some serious stiff muscles. Nita. Nita. Nita! Her response was so sharp and loud it could be featured in the Heimdall's promotional video, rubbing her ears to ease the ringing. I couldn't hold back in a weary grin. Yeah? Well, you almost deafened me, so consider us even. What are you doing? Before I could respond, she already slid up, clinging to my arms and flashing a grin. Her face was flushed from the workout, radiating an unusual charm up close. Alright, come closer. I want to tell you something. About the therapy reservation. There's a way to cut the line. everyone is looking, sneak your name tag to the front of the queue. You'll be up next in the week. Glad to help. Won't get caught. Now, I need to ask you something. Have you seen Fridi and Yao? I've been looking all over for them. She raised her hand and pointed at the ceiling. On the roof? Yeah. If Fridi wakes up, let me know, okay? Remember, sneak your name tag to the front. I missed the action and she responded with an even brighter grin. That I made a way to the stairs leading to the roof of the base. The sun bathed the rooftop in its warm embrace. Yao was the only one there, crouching on the bamboo lounge chair, legs stretched out straight. Her fair skin almost gleamed in the sunlight. You knew I was looking for you? He let out a big yawn and casually tossed a bottle of sunscreen my way before rolling over onto her stomach, settling comfortably on the lounge chair. Still catching up on sleep, I think. Haven't seen her yet. And how are you feeling? The afternoon sun bathes us in the warmth. I leisurely apply sunscreen to her back as we trade lazy bits of conversation in the golden light. For a moment, I was caught in a strange sense of deja vu, as if the sense has played out countless times before, as if all Heimdall operatives were meant to live such a peaceful life together. Huh? What question? There's no right now or back then. You never change in my eyes. A pretty girl. Oh my. I finished applying the sunscreen and was just about to set a bottle aside when she suddenly grabbed my hand. Something bothering you? Tell me. I'll be there for you. He turned to look at me, squinting slightly against the sun. There's something I just can't get over. Oh, wait, that's her! Why am I speaking in Yao? Damn, I suck. Because I feel the same way. But I have to force myself to face it. She rolled onto her side, facing me fully, her hand still holding mine firmly. It's actually not that complicated. Everyone has one life, but not everyone gets to choose how they spent it. Boo-Boo's the other agent risking their lives out there. And even us. We're the privileged few. We're lucky enough to have that choice. It's true that we're stronger and we're playing the safer game while field agents make sacrifices. That's a reality you can't change. But if I let guilt consume me, and if I let it cloud my judgment, then I'll be dishonoring the choices and sacrifices of people like Boo Boo. Maybe, but still the truth. You want me to know what I think of you? I've seen you on the battlefield. I've seen you looking out for everyone. I know that you brace yourself and throw everything else aside to protect someone. But right now, we're not just dealing with a remnant of the former board. We got rosin, probably even sneakier, more dangerous enemies we don't even know about yet. Be those who's long since abandoned their humanity, they have to toughen up. Before I could finish, she pulled me into a firm embrace, holding me tight with all her might as she never let go. No. Embrace her too. The word seems to pause, and time itself became meaningless. I felt the rise of her breath. I felt the rise and fall of her breath. Fate trembled in her shoulders. Without a word, I wrapped my arms around her, holding her close. We stayed like that for what felt like forever, until her breath calmed and the sun dipped further away. But slowly, gently, we let go of each other. Sure. I know. As our footsteps fade away, the rooftops returned to its quiet stillness. The void in our hearts has been filled with each other's warmth. Fridio, it's your turn now. You stay strong, holding back your emotions throughout the mission. Now is the time to open the door and let me in. Fridio, I'm coming in. Yo, this is the part where we get the voice acting part. When I enter Fridio's room, she was lying quietly on our bed. If not for the faint glow emanent from the spindle headset she was wearing, she could have easily passed for someone deep in sleep. 10 minutes earlier, the spindle system technician has rushed to me, reporting that someone was still accessing the first database uploaded by Wubu. It didn't take long to confirm that the user was none other than Fridio, unlike the last time, where she has been snuck into the system with dangerous high heliotropic nerves activity. This time, her vitals were completely stable, so stable it barely felt like she was immersing her consciousness in the system at all. After ensuring all emergency measures were in place, I entered her room with a headset in hand. Now, I needed to dive deeper into her psyche too. I let myself relax, lying down naturally beside her. Then I put on the headset. If she wants to linger in that stimulated world, I'll go in and find her. And then... Actually, I saw her the moment I re-entered Beijing. She was standing on the edge of the massive boulder perching high above the canyon. The stimulated environment was bathed in the stillness of night. She stood there alone, quietly gazed down at the canyon below. I climbed the stone steps, winding up the mountain's path, each step bringing me closer to her. Closer until I was behind her, and then by her side, close enough that if she tilted her head slightly, her smile would fit my entire view. What's on your mind, Fridio? Nice. In what way? I took another step closer, close enough to catch a sense of her hair. Scent. It was No need to hesitate. In a moment like this, nothing felt more right than wrapping her in a simple embrace. That was what we both needed most right now. A surprised yelp softened into a long relief breath, releasing onto my chest along with the trembling of her shoulders and the rhymes of her heartbeat. Feeling a little better now? The soft reply was all the reassurance I need. I loosened my hold slightly, resting my chin gently on top of her head, savoring this rare moment of peace with her. What's that? You don't like your nickname? She gave me a gentle nudge with her forehead. Her expression brightened as a glowing smile replaced the showed shadow that has lingered there. And what about you, Fridio? What's going on in that head of yours? Really? Not thinking about anything? Or overthinking everything? I eased my hold on her and lowered my head, meeting her gaze as she looked up at me. She murmured to herself. Then she turned around and sat down at the edge of the cliff. What are you overthinking? Do you want to talk about it with your naughty student? I think this is the part where she started to speak. Without looking back, she patted the empty spot next to her uninvitedly. I didn't move, so she turned and craned her neck impatiently, urging me again. I joined her at the cliff edge, letting my leg dangle freely into the open air as I tried to relax. Relief? She glanced at me, then began to unravel the confusion weighing on her mind. Right. This is the same music that I listened to from the last event. Not that I'm complaining, but there's supposed to be some signs that she's speaking. They have faith. Faith in things that to us are so transparent we can see through them as a single glance. I watched her as her body language, tone and expression shifted from the firm resolve to hesitant uncertainty. I knew that even if I had to say something entirely off the mark, I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. Meeting her gaze, I gave her my answer. Everyone has to find their own way of living, deciding what to believe in. What helps them survive? Maybe it's never about being right or wrong. Her instinct was to cling to her own understanding, but the thoughtful nature she couldn't suppress quickly over. Well, maybe I should rephrase it. What I meant was, she didn't give me a chance to argue. Instead, she dove headfirst into her own thoughts and analyzed, quickly arrived at her own conclusion. So funny. Media, don't say that. You don't have to pretend. Wow, it seems like Professor Fredia really is ready to launch a new lecture series. Theoretical research with Heimdall and Master of Logic. What do you think? Laughing. She gave me a playful punch before leaning back and letting her body rest against the ground. Jealous? Why? Her widened eyes bored into me, as though she was looking at the worst actor in the world. I really don't. With a sudden burst of energy, she sprang her feet, standing tall and gazing down at me with sincerity and intensity. Fine. No, wait, hold on. People who exploit their status and talent as top scientists to serve wrong causes have fundamentally strayed from the right path. She cut me off. Her words shattered the light-hearted atmosphere we shared moments ago. What lingered wasn't tension, but ambiguity. Ambiguity. That was difficult to find. I couldn't help but raise to my feet as well, meeting her gaze as I reached his serene expression for a truth that always seems just beyond my reach. You have it, Freya. Freya I know would never do that. The smile was so genuine, so sincere that it only deepens the mystery of her thoughts. What matters to you? That's just plain unfair. Blunt, and if heartfelt, tense. Just when I was least expecting it, she suddenly opened her heart to me. Her sincerity was overwhelming, leaving me momentarily speechless. Before I could respond, she has already shaken off any lingering hesitation or doubt, fully embraced the joy and relief of opening her heart. She grabbed my arm, pulled me along as she ran down the cliff, leading me towards the beautiful landscape we were just admiring. Beautiful, a beauty pure, timeless, and breathtaking. So, you're happy now, aren't you, Fredia? Oh, I'm actually disappointed. There was no voice acting, but I'm okay with how it happened. But if it could have added more depth to this. Uh, yeah, that's the whole story to it. We're gonna get another event.